Hello everyone, my name is Steve TV Online, and I'm going to be submitting Dreamworks Dragons Dawn of New Riders to the Marathon VSync on. So VSync on means that the VSync is just turned off for it, and it's only able to be turned off on the PC. I'm playing on the console version of this game, but besides maybe 2 or 3 exclusive tricks that are involved with the PC, I'm going to be showing off every single one of the tricks that is available to us. This is my favorite one of my favorite speedruns of all time to run because it's very chill, it's super fun, and it's very cute. So we're going to start the game up. The timing doesn't begin until right after the first cutscene here. So we're gonna wait, and then we are going to get started. And right now. So, welcome to Dreamworks Dragons Dawn of New Riders. This takes place in between movies 2 and 3, and Hiccup is kind of still in his little awkward sort of phase. But right here, Hiccup and Toothless are flying overhead, and they notice a burning island. They don't know why it's burning or what caused it, but they also look over to the right and they see somebody just standing over there. They ask him who he is. He says, "I have no idea who I am." "Is that your egg?" "No, it's not my egg." "Well, I see there's a couple of scribbles in your notebook you were writing in it, so why don't we call you Scribbler? We're going to name you that." He's very creative with his names, obviously. So he says, "Well, if that's not your egg, it's now going to become your egg because nobody else is here around it, so congratulations, you have yourself a dragon egg." They said, "Well, now that we're going to try and figure out what the cause of this roar is that's coming from, it sounds like a dragon." They're going to fly away, and they say, "If you run into any trouble, we just conveniently happen to have 2 chests up here, one that is an axe and one that is a shield. Go ahead and pick up both of those. You have to pick up both of those in order to continue on through the run. Otherwise, we would just completely skip them." So right here, we are now going into an unskippable cutscene, and this is a perfect time for me to take a drink. Alright, and with that, we are going to go and we are going to pick up... Oops. We're going to pick up the axe first, and then we're going to go and pick up the shield, and then we're going to go into our fastest movement, which is going to be attack roll canceling, I guess you could call it that. So we're going to roll, and then we're going to attack. Roll, attack, but we're going to cancel the animation halfway through, which is going to allow for us to do our fastest movement in the game. And that's because when you attack, you do a boost forward when you do an attack, and then your rolling also rolls you forward into another movement. So skipping all those animations and doing the 2 fastest movements in the game is going to allow for us to move it a lot faster. And it takes it's more of a rhythmic motion than it is us actually going fast. And it takes a little bit to get used to it, because if you roll one way, you're going to end up rolling too far past an area. Like you saw, I went behind some area. Oops. I just got hit twice. There we go. Alright, and now we're going into our first trick of the game, which is going to be completely skipping the first tutorial, which is the fighting tutorial. And you're going to see right here, that barrier wouldn't normally open up unless you do the tutorial. And since we completely skipped the tutorial, the fighting tutorial, because we know how to fight, skipping that allows for us to go and completely skip past the fight. And we're going to be doing that quite a lot throughout it, using a skip called roll switching. If you roll with one character, we're going to get a second character here, which is our dragon. If you roll with one character, then switch, and then switch back again, you will be past the loading screen for the cutscene, and you are able to completely skip past that fighting sequence and cutscene, showing it and keeping the barrier down completely. And if you do manage to mess up that barrier area, you can just leave the area and then come back in, and the barrier will be back down again. It only activates once for some strange reason. So this is our dragon. He's a Chimeragon. He looks a little bit different. Hiccup realizes, wow, he's a little bit different. He looks like a bunch of different dragons patched together. Why don't we name him Patch? Creative, I know. But anyway, he's gonna be our dragon, and with him comes our ability to use ice to go on water, as well as our ability to do the role switching. And we are going to mash through all this, and then we're going to do the classic. If you've never seen the movies, we're going to look away, hold our hand out, and he's going to become our friend. He's now our dragon. He's officially our dragon. And now we are going to go and we are going to do another glitch that's going to be coming up right here. This game is kind of broken for what it is. Shock, shock. But this is going to be called the Terra Mail glitch. And every time that you get a Terra Mail from any place, it's going to allow for you to control your characters by just doing your switch character button, which is the left bumper. So we're going to do this by changing over to Scribbler once again. And we're going to be running up this way for the sole purpose of getting a little glitch. So I have to be quiet here for just a second here. That's fine. Okay, that was actually pretty good. So what normally would happen there is you would have to wait. After the Terra Mail, you would have to wait to go over to that section and walk over there after you're done. But if you do the Terra Mail, you're able to walk up to the top up there. And if you wait for the music to go down and then you walk into the next area, it allows for you to completely skip having to walk all the way over there. Cool, we did it. So that was our first roll skipping. So what you would normally have to do is you would have to fight all these enemies for the barrier to drop down. However, you can just roll past it like I was talking about. We're going to go through here. Perfect. That's perfectly fine. Sometimes Scribbler really wants to fight those enemies, even after we've gone through this entire area here. So as long as we just waited there long enough, he went down and we managed to skip past it. So that cutscene skip right there was actually found by me by accident. I saw that somebody had gotten it once, and I was like, there has to be a way to do it. So going through here, I managed to find a consistent way to actually be able to get through that area. Alright, so right here, we are going into another skip, and the most important skip in the entire run, and that is Astrid skip. Alright, perfect, we got it. So, normally you would get stopped by Astrid there, and Astrid would tell you, oh, I'm a shop here. If you need to buy anything, come to me, and I will be able to give you stuff. Well, that's about 40 seconds of time loss, so all we do is we completely skip that, having to roll past that. And this is the first area in the entire game that you can actually just soft lock or crash the game. I've crashed it multiple times. If you switch at the last second right when you're going into the cutscene, you can either fall through the floor or you'll crash the game. I've done it multiple times. Alright, so now we're going to go over here and we are going to do that, and now we're going to roll over here and get going with our attack roll cancel. And now we're going to cut down this tree. Cool. Now we have to wait a second until he stops. Okay, we're good. Perfect. Now we're going to roll up here. Go over here. Really? There we go. So, we're able to do that with our roll switching there, but we actually don't have to roll. The game believes that we're on the same axis as wherever that is, like Z-axis or whatever. It believes we're up on that axis, so, switching underneath it, the game is like, oh, you're right there? Oh, okay. Well, we're just going to put you up there anyway, because we know that you're up there. Alright, now we're gonna finish up this section by... This is another area. It's kind of boring area because we're just moving forward. But this would be a perfect time for donations to be read during the actual marathon. Perfect. Alright, so now I need to focus a little bit here. This one I'm kind of bad at. There we go. Now we're going to stay as Patch here. We're going to run past everybody. We're going to roll right there. Hold it for a second, and then run up here. We're going to throw some ice down, and then we are done. So each one of the sections, we are completely done now with this area, and this area is Havenholm. And each area has a main area, a ruins section, and then a boss. So we just finished Havenholm main area, and we're going into the Havenholm ruins. So right here we have quite a few tricks up our sleeve once again, which is super fun. The first one we're just going to be mashing, and this is another perfect time for donations to be read as well. I just wait for her to do something particular. There's going to be a roar. She's going to say one more line, and then she'll laugh. Excuse me. And then when she laughs, I know that I can start moving. Okay, once again, I just skipped a cutscene there. I know I do it super quickly, but because of that, my Scribbler just slides down that instead of walking. Alright. We're gonna go through here. Let's see if I can get this. Cool, got it. We're going to go up here, and we're going to hit that, and then we're going to roll through there. Good. So what that does is, normally it would just show you, oh, look, that door is about to open, but you need one more set. Okay, so with this, we're going to go into here, and this is going to be the last time that we're actually going to be using our axe, because we're going to be getting the hammer, which is a lot stronger, and it allows for us to actually continue on through the game. Alright, that's fine. You hope that he will hit the big guy right there instead of hitting the small guy, but that's fine. So we're going to equip this, and then we're going to transfer over. So the game still thinks we're over there, but because we went so fast, the game is like, oh, well, I guess we still want to show you this cutscene for no apparent reason whatsoever, but it'll go into black. So if you're good enough at the game, you can go and you can walk through there in the dark. Cool. So we're gonna upwarp here. The reason that we upwarp there is because normally you would have to go over to the right hand side, and then you would have to do a bunch of puzzling, but instead we can just upwarp right there and get it without having to do all the puzzles that were over on that right hand side. I could not even tell you how to actually solve those anymore. It's been so long since I've actually done them normally. Alright, so right here is a puzzle. We're going to hit that over that way. We're going to sneak our way into this. We're going to hit that twice. We're going to hit that over. We're going to hit this over. And then we're going to go up here, hit that down once. And we are done with the puzzle. It's very fast. Once you know, normally you would have to walk around and hit stuff out of the way. But if you just do it like that, it's a lot simpler. Nice. We'll take that. And now we're going to go into this section in here, and we're going to meet somebody new. We don't exactly know who this person is just yet. We will find out later who exactly she is, but and why she's here, what she's doing. But anyway, we're going to go into here, and we are going to switch back over to Patch, because we are going to be doing some manipulation in this next fight that I actually was able to make consistent as long as you do it and stand in specific areas at specific times. The reason that I found this manipulation in this next fight is because there was somebody that accidentally made them attack early, and I got mad that we didn't have a consistent strat for it, and I watched exactly what he did and how he did it, and I managed to find my way into being able to make it a consistent strat. So, this is the Hot Burple. The Hot Burple shoots fireballs at us and then is kind of stupid and runs into pillars. But if we can manipulate him enough, we can make it so he never has to shoot fire at us, saving a lot of time, as well as him coming up and attacking early and spinning. So the first thing we're going to do is we have to do this normally, no matter what. So we're going to go up here and we're going to stand on that. Then we're going to go all the way down here. He's going to shoot fire and then he's going to run. Then we're going to go up here and we're going to attack. Strong attack with the hammer. Oh, that sucks. Hopefully I made it into there. We're not going to get the manipulation because Patch decided to attack at the last second. That's fine. Then we're going to go here. And then one more. The last one is going to be attacking. We're going to be going down below. Then they're going to go up here. Ah, crap. Perfect. We're going to run up here now, and we're going to hopefully get one of the manipulations. Please. Cool, we got it. So this is how you do one of the manipulations. We're going to roll around here. Cool, cool, cool. That was a really good fight with air. We just didn't get both manipulations. Had we got both manipulations, that probably would have been the perfect fight. But other than that, that was pretty easy. We'll take that fight any day. The only manipulation issue was because Patch decided to attack at the last second. And that's what we don't want. Alright, so now we got another Terror Mail, and if you do the speed run, this is mandatory sort of situation here. Not really. But what we'd like to do, since we have Terror Mail, this is a cutscene. We're not supposed to be able to run around here at all. But because we got a Terror Mail, we're able to just run around for no reason whatsoever. There we go. We're going to push him, and then we're going to run away. So because we also got Terror Mail, normally we would be right on Patch's back here. But because we are away from, or because we did the Terror Mail, they're not in sync with where they would normally be. So you can just you can just fly into the air, and it's kind of mandatory when you play this game. Alright, so this is now that Patch is a Broodwing, he's now able to fly, and you're able to ride on his back. He spawns in with something on his back for some reason whatsoever. And Hiccup is going to come in and he says, "This is how you fly. And this is how you stop. This is how you do everything." And we're like, we really don't care. So what I'm going to be doing is, when we have to go to specific areas there, normally you'll go into there, hold down Y, and then he'll stop. Whoa! Well, if you do it, if you stop early, it seems like you can save a couple of seconds, depending if you know exactly where you're supposed to be going. Then it helps out even more. So this cutscene is supposed to be talking about who is this girl that we met. What is her name? Well, we find out her name is Air. She's the brother of one of the characters in the second movie. Or the third movie. I can't remember. I think it's the third movie. But anyway, and her dragon got killed, and she got very upset, so she made these the toxic packet that was on the back of the Hot Purple. Those are controlling them, and that's why we're trying to stop them. We're not hurting them at all, but we are attacking them to destroy those containers on their back, so they're not being controlled by her anymore. And this is also the area where Gobber says, "Hey, I have a store. If you want to upgrade stuff, go for it." So right here, we're going to be holding down Y as fast as possible to get out of there. That actually, normally you wouldn't be able to move there or do anything, but if you hit Y fast enough, you're able to teleport over or fly out of there as quickly as possible. And we also skipped an entire dialogue box there as well, but we are going to be getting that dialogue box later on when we fly back. And the area we're flying to right now is Vulcan Mountain, and Vulcan Mountain is actually my favorite area in the entire game, except for the boss. But anyway, this is such a fun level because almost every single screen in it, but one or two, have a skip involved with it, and I will kind of explain it as best as I can because I'm going to be doing it pretty quickly. Alrighty, so now we're flying into here, and we're going to be doing, right away, we're going to be doing another asteroid skip. And this asteroid skip is kind of important because not only is it 40 seconds we'd be losing, but also more because she gives us an item that we really don't need or use. So right here, perfect, that's the asteroid skip for us. So normally you would, there is a way to skip this dialogue box, but I think it's kind of important because when you hit this, you're actually, now that you're a Broodwing, you actually have the ability to use lightning now as well as the ice. That's what you gained after being a Broodwing. And the reason that he became a Broodwing so fast is they believe it's part of the Chimeragon sort of situation, where he's growing up way too fast. So after each boss, he's gonna grow a little bit too fast, and that's what we're gonna try and stop. Perfect. That was really good. So this is one of my favorite tricks in the entire game. All we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be running over here, rolling, and now we've just completely skipped the entirety of a puzzle. You're just able to walk on that. I didn't get it. That's fine. So right here, we don't know the consistency. We don't know how you managed to do it, but there's a way to control Scribbler there and go through the area after you hit that trigger. Alright, here we go. This is another trick. This one's a little bit more difficult. We got it. And now we're going to be going on to this trick. This trick that you're about to see was actually the first trick that was shown off to the developers of the game. And that's how we knew that they were fine with us actually just running the game as is. Cool, that was perfect. And now, this one, we can't get rid of the barrier that's here, but you can go around it. Perfect. That was really good. We got through that as quickly as we could. Go here, and now we're gonna do another skip. So you know when you've gotten the skip if you hear them go, "There!" And if you hear them do that, then you know you're safe. Alright, so now we're just running forward. So, one thing that I forgot to point out is, well, first off, I want to point out, this is the first area in the game where the VSync off actually has an advantage, because instead of going all the way up this direction and then hitting this, instead you can run up the steps and you can push one of the characters through one of the walls there, and then you're able to continue on. But since I have VSync on, I'm not able to do that. I've tried and tried, and it does not work. So, one thing I wanted to point out that I haven't yet is that rolling that I'm doing with Patch is not intended, we don't think. And if it is, it just, they never mention it throughout the game whatsoever in any of the blurbs or anything that are throughout the game. So we think it's like a dev sort of situation. Alright, that was good. And now we're going to do that same exact thing, but with Patch this time. So we're going to roll down the center here. And then this one we're going to roll from this side. And we are good. And now we're going into my worst one. I'm waiting a second. Perfect. So that roll attack, like I was talking about with Patch, is actually the strongest attack in the entire game. And we're going to be using that to our advantage throughout the entire run against some of the bosses, as well as enemies that we might actually have to fight. So this screen is the only screen in the entirety of Vulcan Mountain that does not have a skip. So if you see this game and you're interested in running it, if you can find a skip here, you will be our lifesaver. Because we already know that we can roll down into the bottom. Just trying to get there is what we're struggling with. So now we're coming up on my favorite, another one of my favorite tricks in the entire game. And it can actually be done casually if you want to. It's very simple. Well, first we have to get past this. Perfect. Perfect. Ah! I couldn't turn fast enough. So what you can do there is you can actually shoot your lightning over to the side right here, and you can make this move at the same time as it's doing that other cutscene, but not that big of an issue. So here's my favorite trick in the entire run. So we're just gonna roll it over this way, go over here, and now we've just completely skipped about 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes worth of puzzling. Okay, we have one more. Cool. We skipped it, and now we're going to get our last cutscene right here, and then we're going to head into the ruins. That was actually a very solid Vulcan Mountain. Alright, so Vulcan Mountain. We have a couple of skips, some of them that I struggle with, some of them that were recently found within the past 6 months. And it's the first trick that we're going to be doing in this area. So after we're done talking to Astrid here, we're going to be switching over to Patch. But a lot of these Astrid areas is also an area where you can read like 1 or 2 donations as well. So it tells us we have to get in there somehow. Maybe if you put all this ice onto that area, there's 3 different patches of ice that you can knock into the water. Why don't you try and do that? Okay, sure, we'll do that. Even though you probably could have done it yourself, Astrid. So we're going to go through here. We're going to go down here, and then this is the skip. This is one of the newer skips. We're going to go there, we're going to fall, then we're going to switch again, and that will teleport us down. That saves about a minute and a half, maybe 30 seconds. Not exactly sure. Ah! I knew that was going to happen. I had a feeling. There we go. Alright. Now we're going to go down here, and we're going to go up. Alright, so now we're going to do... Oops. We're going to try another one of these skips. Cool, cool, cool. We got it. First try, that's good. So, normally what you're going to do is just stand on the button with Scribbler and then have Patch go through and hit that with his lightning. However, you can just skip past that by barely going around that. And I've kind of finally found a consistent strat for doing that. And the best way to do that, in my opinion, is you just flip the stick over really fast, so he kind of just like goes as quickly as possible through the area. Alright, so this puzzle I can solve in my sleep. This puzzle, for some strange reason, I will always remember how to solve. Even on my derust phases of this game, I still manage to solve this with no problems. I don't know why, but I can. Okay, we're gonna go in here, we're gonna do fast travel, we're gonna go up here, and we actually need to be Scribbler for this instant, because what we're gonna do, hopefully, is we're gonna go here, we're gonna hit this, and then we're gonna roll through here without it. Okay, good. We're gonna go over here, and we're going to run through. We're gonna shoot that and run back through again. So, the reason that we went through so quickly is this. If we hadn't had done that... Oh, crap. If we hadn't have done that any different, we wouldn't have been able to move during that cutscene. Alright, so now we got all that. We are going to teleport back. We are going to go back up here. We're going to go down here. And then we're going to go through here. And thanks to MOD, once again, we are going to hopefully get this to work. So, he said that if you run up these stairs, hit the patch, and then turn back around, instantly you're able to attack that, which is really good. Perfect. And now we're going to go over here and we're going to solve this puzzle. Once again, this is another one that I could probably solve in my sleep. It's very simple. And one more. Perfect. Now we have one more, and in order to get that, we're going to go through here. And we are going to hold Y. We're going to run up here. Over here. And that is the last one, so we have to get all three of those in order for that to open up for us. We cannot do anything sooner than that. So now we're going to run over here. We're going to go through here, and now wait a second. Got it. That one's really tricky. It's hard to like actually find out where that is. You have to have like a kind of a visual for that cutscene skip. There is a cutscene skip there, yes. But anyway, now we're going to go on to the Gore Cutter. And this fight used to be my worst fight in the entire game. But, once again, we got MOD366 who told us a couple of secrets to this boss fight that makes it completely wide open for you to not get hurt, except for when you're fighting air. But anyway, we find out that we finally find out the story about Air and how she's mad and she wants to make all the... If I can't have a dragon, nobody can have a dragon. So I'm going to use all their dragons to destroy all their dragons. She's not nice. Alright, so here we go. So I'm gonna try and do some manipping of the boss that is for Air here, for later on. Because the first phase here is super simple, depends on where they are. Alright, that's one. Then they're gonna go over to the right, and they're gonna do the same thing, and then they're gonna do one more on the left. This is another area in the game where you can just read off a ton of donations because there's not anything like super exciting that's happening during this boss fight. Alright, that's the last one, and now we're gonna run over here into the middle. We're gonna stand right here because it cannot hurt us when we're standing right here. It's gonna be blocked off by all of that. Perfect. And now we're gonna go over here and we're gonna wait and shoot it. So now I'm gonna switch over to Scribbler. Scribbler is going to try and attack. Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted done. Alright, so next one, they're going to start over here, and they're just going to be going down the line like this. Okay, that's the right done. Now we're going to go over here. That's the left done. And then it's going to do the right one more time. Perfect. So now we're going to go over here, and we're going to do some countdown timing. One, two, three, attack. I went a little bit too early, that's fine. So we're going to have Scribbler attack again. Attack. Perfect! So, depending on where he is, okay, we're going to go up here. So if they're down below or in the middle, we're going to be standing up in the same side, very upper right. If they're at the top right, we're going to be standing down in this section right down here. And that just makes this fight completely free. Alright, we're going to go up here again. Perfect. Number 2 done. And where is number 3? Where are they going to be at? Going to be up top. Okay, we're going to stand right here. Alright, and that makes this fight completely free. So now we're going to stand up here. We're almost done. Stand up here so we can't get hit. This way, move to the center. Then move over to the left. And now that we're over on the left, we have to hit him one more time. Roar, and then 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Now we just have one more air fight. Nice fight, Steve. That was really good. We got super lucky because we also don't have a backup potion here. But now that we're done with probably the most annoying fight in the entire game, we are home free for the rest of the run. Because now we have, let's see if we get air to just completely disappear. Sometimes she just likes to just disappear off the screen. Nope, she actually traveled off. Alright. So now Patch is going to be growing up even more, but he's going to gain the ability of fire. And we're going to be using that to our advantage, obviously, in the next area, but also for the next boss fight. So, what's great about this game is also the music is gorgeous. I absolutely love the music in this game. Alright, so unfortunately we cannot do the switching for this one to make it funny. But now we're going to be traveling back to Havenholm once again so we can talk to everybody to find out about Air a little bit more. Because apparently they've found out what's happening to Patch here and how potentially to stop it, but also a little bit more about Air. Alright, so now we're going to fly over this way, and this is, like I said, another time for a donation or two to be read. But right now we're going to be heading up to Havenholm, and when we do that, we're going to get one more dialogue box, the dialogue box that we actually skipped past last time that we were over here. There's the dialogue box. And then we're going to land at the campground. And then we're going to fly down this way. And now we get to have a little bit of fun with, this is another section where donations could be read, because this is quite a long dialogue box that's happening right here. So what I'm going to try and do, what I like to try and do for this is I like to try and get Patch over to see the other dragons. I might have gotten it. Let's see. I did not, but I did get to... Oh, I got stuck in there. I was close. I was close. Alright, so now we're heading off to Briar, and Briar is the last area in the game. But it's also the more difficult with tricks-wise, as well as, the boss isn't too hard, but the runes are quite difficult. Alright, so in this area coming up, we have one more asteroid skip that's very sensitive, touchy, but also we have some tricks that are coming up that were just found within the last couple of months here. Perfect. Briar, and I will make sure that I'm paying attention to this. This is a really hard one, and like I said, another 40 seconds lost is not fun. Alright, let's see. We're gonna play as Patch here, and I need to kind of focus to get this. Perfect, let's go. So right here, coming up, our first trick of this area is actually one of the newer tricks that was found, like I said, within the past couple of months. So we don't need to worry about pick up there. We're going to be going over here. We're going to destroy that. We're going to go here. We're going to roll. Perfect. That completely skipped us having to trade over people. That's a brand new one. Like, brand new. So then right here, normally you would use the fire here to clear the path. But we know exactly where we're going. So we don't really need to worry about knowing where the path is. Who does that? Alright, now we're gonna run this way. We don't have anything that we need to actually roll through. Except for there. That's fine. Then we're gonna go there. And now we have... Whew! Okay, that one's good. That's the longest one. If you manage to fail that one, you lose so much time. It's unreal. Alright, so that is one thing that can happen that is very unfortunate. So Patch can get trapped in a trapper's thing there. And trap, obviously. Oh, this is another trick, by the way. We didn't realize that you could just go around it. Super simple trick. Perfect, let's go. Alright. So those two tricks were brand spanking new. It's the first time that they've been shown off in a submission video, which is good. And I got him first try, which is also awesome. In my opinion, we go faster if we do the roll cancel with Scribbler, so that's why I switch over to him. But we do need him. We do need Patch for this, so we're gonna roll onto here. Lands right there. Get that. Good. And get this. Then we're gonna go up here. Perfect. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna fall off on purpose to bring Patch back. We're gonna go up here and we're gonna get Scribbler onto. Oops. Let's try this again. Oops. Let's try it again. Okay. We're gonna get Patch over here. Scribbler about right there. Scribbler about right there. He's gonna run forward. Alright, that's what we wanted. Oops. Perfect. Alright, so if you're playing this on the VSync off, you actually don't have to do this second area whatsoever. But since we're on VSync on, we do have to do it, because all you have to do is just push somebody through that second area. Okay, we're good. Please don't hurt yourself. Scribbler. Alright, we're good. That was really good. Alright. Alright, so now we're going to go this way, and the best way to do this is we're going to go all the way over to the right, all the way over to the right again, stay over here, and then we're going to roll right there. That's going to break whatever was in our pathway. Then we're going to go over here, fall down, and go over. And now we have another area that could sort of mess up if you don't know where you're supposed to roll. Perfect, I did it. I know it doesn't really look like it half the time. As long as I don't get trapped by a trapper here, we're good. Alright, awesome. And now we have this long section here. So this section right here is another area where the VSync on takes longer, because normally what you would have to do here with VSync off, you would only have to do that one and one more, and then after that you're good. But you have to do all three for VSync on. So these are the only two that you would have to do if you were playing on VSync off, because you can push people through that last one. Alright, and like that, we're gonna head over this way. Get our last one. Perfect. We're going to switch over to Scribbler. And one of my favorite areas. So this is the part of the game where I just said, I originally played this game because I wanted to speedrun, and only to speedrun. So this is one of my favorite areas in the game because I literally don't know how to solve this casually. I just know how to solve it the speedrun way. Alright, and just like that, we have completely skipped over another puzzle. Perfect. We managed to hit that. Now we have one more skip that we have to do here. Hopefully I can get it at the tree, Steve. Got it. No way! I can't believe that happened. I did it, and then I ran through his patch afterwards. That's fine, though. All we have to do is run backwards. Go forward now. Ice. Ice. Then we can skip that, and then we can get the last cutscene right there. Alright, and with that, we are into Briar Runes. And Briar Runes, like I said, has some pretty... It has another one of my favorite skips in the entire game. Just because of how hilarious it is, but it also, if you mess it up, you can soft lock, which I'm not too worried about it because it's very hard to actually soft lock with it. Alright, and then let's go into the mouth. And we're going to do our last Astrid skip of the entire game. And this Astrid skip was actually, the setup to dodge it was actually found by me again. We're going to stand here, and we are just going to roll that way, and we have now officially skipped the Astrid. That was our last Astrid of the entire game, like I said. Oops. Oh, well, that's fine. Gonna do that, gonna do that. Get over here, do this. And then get these last ones. Perfect. So what you can do there is that you can hit that switch in the middle of the cutscene. Okay, wait. Perfect. So now we skipped a complete dragon fight there. Normally I'm really bad at that. I don't wait long enough. And now what we can do right there is we can also hit the switch without having to fight the dragon and lower the switches. Alright, we got that. Let's head over this way. So this area right here is where the VSync off, right down here, doing all of this, does not have to be done inside of the inside of VSync off. What they do in VSync off is they actually just go and they skip a level entirely, and this is the level that they completely skip. All the way over. Really? Holy crap, I don't know what was going on with that. So yeah, we just add on a little bit of time for this floor entirely. Which is very strange. Like, this floor is not really, like, that difficult. Alright, go down here. Cool, I hit it 2 times, and then once more over there. Perfect. That's exactly how you want to do that one. So now we're going to get another one of those black screen glitches. Like that. Because it still thinks we're over there and we should be over there. But we just teleported back. Alright, perfect. And now we're still part of the area where the VSync off still doesn't do any of this. Oh gosh. Thank you. And it's kind of like I said, it's not like totally like a important area of the run. It's just doing some more puzzling. Alright, so right there I completely skipped a cutscene. I'm usually not good at that, skipping that cutscene, but that was the first that I did that so well. Awesome, I got that on the first try. That's very difficult to do on the first try. You just roll over to the switch without having to do anything else. So we're going to go through here, and we're going to stand right here. We're going to hit this twice, and the puzzle is solved. I don't know how that's done casually. I really cannot see it. But other than that, we solved it, and now we're going to go through here, and we actually have to fight enemies. What do you know? So in order to get past them easier, we're going to become Patch here. Alright, and just like that, we are done, and we're going to go up here. We're going to go over here, and we are going to... we normally have to hit that switch, go all the way around, but if you use lightning right here, you're able to hit the switch without having to go all the way around. Because lightning has the longest range than both of the fire and the ice. And now we're going to run all the way back from the way from which we came. There we go. Like I said, all the way from which we came. And now we're catching up to the VSync out of bounds. Because this is where they would normally go. Because here is my favorite skip. So what we're going to do is we're going to run over here and we're going to step off as fast as possible. Good. Now we activated the cutscene. We're just going to go over here. And we're going to roll onto this. And there we go. We've now completely skipped that very long fighting sequence. Alright, go over here. So this cutscene is unskippable. There's no way to actually skip past this cutscene because it is unskippable. So now we're gonna go down this way. Oops. We're gonna hit that and go through here. We're gonna go down here. And we're going to... Oops. We're going to go over here. We're going to grab ourselves a couple of potions. So we'll be all set. And then we're going to go into here. So this time we're actually not going to start as Patch. We're actually going to start as Scribbler because Scribbler needs to hit something over right away. So we find out here, right here at this final area, that we say, well, can't you just help him, please? Can't you help Patch? Well, sure, I can help him. I have the potion right here, but would you want him to be like this for the rest of his life? No. Why don't you join us then? We can help you. You can be with the dragons. I don't want to do that. I want to do my own thing. Okay. Well, if that's the case, then we're going to have to stop you. And teach you a piece of your own medicine. Alright, so let's go ahead and... There's one more skip that was, like, almost brand new that we're going to try right here, right now. And if it doesn't work, that's fine. We can still cheese this final boss. This final boss is nothing. Alright, so now we're going to go over here, and we're going to run all the way over here. We're going to make all the fire fall down. Okay, that... Oh, that did hit him. That's fine. I did hear him get hit. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to run all the way up here. We're going to use a potion. And we're just going to attack this way. Alright, so doing this... Okay, we got 2. We need 10 hits on him. But I think we have a little bit better because we did manage to hit him. One time with the close one. You can actually get a quick kill. That's what I was trying to do down below, was get a quick kill. We're still trying to find a consistent setup for that. But if it gets chosen, we're definitely going to find it consistent. Okay, that's it. That's the boss fight. So actually, that was actually pretty fast, in my opinion. So we're going to grab one more potion just for safety. And we're going to roll past that. And we're going on to the final boss. The final boss here is Air, obviously. And Air is like, you'll never be able to stop me. I am the great Air. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be switching over to Patch at this point, and we're going to be running around in circles. This entire fight is all we're going to be doing is running around in circles and attacking Air when we can. And we do have 2 potions for safety, which will help us out quite a bit. It's kind of hard to die on this final boss, depending on if you get Air fast enough. But yeah, Air's gonna be running, or not running around. She's gonna be standing up there throwing stuff, and then she'll finally come down, and then that's when we'll be able to attack her. We have to watch out for those boulders also, which is kind of a pain. But sometimes they can just get in our way, but they also, the boulders can also hurt her, so it would be awesome if she went under one of these. Perfect, that's 1. I use the potion just because we have one. And then keep running around a circle. Perfect, that was number 2. And we're coming up on the final one. And this is the one you kind of want to stun lock her on. Awesome! That was the perfect air fight. That couldn't have gone any better. Alright, so all that's left here is that we have to fly over to Havenholm. Patch has unfortunately grown a little bit older. We don't see that until we start flying away. That he can barely fly. But what we have to do is we have to fly over to Havenholm. This is the best music in the entire game, but it's also the saddest moment in the entire game because he's so old he just can't do anything. We're gonna fly back to Havenholm to hopefully get a remedy and to heal our good pal Patch here. When I first played it, and I almost do it every single time that I play this game, but the first time I played this game, I just started bawling at this section. It's so sad. Alright, mashing. And now we're gonna be going forward, all the way over to Havenholm, like we need to do. Alright. Time isn't until near the very end of this run. It's just a lot of mashing near the end. It's also probably the last section that donations could be read. Because there's a lot of mashing. That's all that we have left is mashing the button over and over again. It's the end of the run, and this is all that they have for us to do is mash. Alright. So what's going on here is they find a way, they with the potion that Air had, they would keep Patch at this old age, and we didn't want that. So unfortunately, Patch is dying. He's pretty messed up right now. He collapses. And we get a terror mail talking about the dragon. But don't worry, he was just napping for a couple seconds. He's had a hard fight with Air and everybody else. But it talks about the dragon sanctuary here at the very edge where they put all the dragons to rest. And we watch as Patch dies off in the eternal rest. But, to our surprise, Patch has now become another egg. So, we come to find out that Patch was actually Air's dragon that disappeared and died in the firefight, and became who it is now. So we know that Chimeragons can no longer die; they will always keep coming back. So, it puts a good mood into the very end where Patch will no longer be dead, and he will always be here for us as long as we and the future people live. So timing is coming up very closely here. I will tell you when. It's when the screen goes away while Patch is walking towards the screen. The screen is going this way, and then one more dialogue box, a couple more, and time. So, one thing I want to point out first, before I do all the shoutouts, is this is supposed to fill up the whole entire screen. For some reason, on the Xbox Series X, it only shows the small screen, and it shows the background on it. But anyway, thanks for watching. This is Dreamworks Dragons Dawn of New Riders VSync On category. This is, like I said at the very beginning, one of my favorite speedruns of all time. I love running this. I love showing it off. I think it fits in like a cute block, like an animal block, whatever you want it to be. This fits in anywhere because it hits so many of the attributes to so many different games. But I hope you enjoyed this run. I showed off almost every single trick that was available. And yeah, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you at the marathon. Thank you.